Hey there, it's Kyle Levitt with CustomerHub, and today I'm going to show you how to use one of the coolest and most powerful features in CustomerHub called the user feed. So I'm logged in as an administrator here on the admin console, and to show you what the feed looks like, I'll just toggle over to the user site. By the way, if you don't know how to get to the user site, you can just click the preview button in the upper right here to open up the user site. And I'm logged in right now as a user named Landon Skiles, and you can see up in the top navigation I've got several items, and one of those is my feed. So this is what the user feed looks like on a desktop computer to your users. They'll see posts, and these posts are comprised of typically a multimedia item, either a video or an image, a title, description, and optionally some hyperlinks for that post. Your users can also like posts, or they can comment on your posts and reply to other users' comments on your posts. So the user feed is a really great way to engage your audience, to increase consumption of your offerings, to get them coming back into your CustomerHub site. It's a great way to post announcements, promotions, and other things. And it's a great way to build a sense of community because you can get your audience interacting with you and interacting with each other via the likes and comments. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to add posts to your user feed, and also how to add the user feed to your site if you don't already have it added. If you've had a CustomerHub app for more than a couple of years, you may not have the user site added by default. So that's the first thing I'm going to show you, is how to add this navigation option. So I'll toggle back over to the admin console and go to settings, and then go to navigation. You can see here the feed is already here, and that's why I see it right here. If you don't have the feed showing in your navigation, all you have to do to add it is click on this plus button, and then on the link to options you can select user feed, and then you can simply click the create button from there. Once you've done that, my feed will show up in the list of navigation options here, and you can drag it around to determine the order that you would like that to show up in your CustomerHub navigation. So that's how you add the feed to the navigation if it's not already added on your CustomerHub site. And once it's added, your users will be able to navigate to that and engage with posts that you've created. So now I'm going to show you how to create a post. To create a post, you'll go to the third option down in your main navigation called posts, and the posts are the items that show up in your CustomerHub feed. So you can see I've got 3 posts created already, and the user that I happen to be logged in as, Landon Skiles, is only seeing 2 of these posts. That's because you can target these posts to specific audience segments. And you can see that the first 2 posts here, Surf Club Promo and Master the Pop-Up, are available for everyone, including all logged in users as well as site visitors. But this wave selection post is only available to Rip It podcast users, and Landon Skiles does not happen to have access to the Rip It podcast, as you can see here on the library, and that's why Landon does not have access to the wave selection post. To create a new post, you can simply click the plus button here, and you will need to give the post a title and select the audience that you would like to see this post. So I'm going to create a post called Surfing 101 Promo, and I'm going to make this post available to a custom audience. So the audience options that you have are everyone. This includes all users who have a CustomerHub login to your site, as well as site visitors. Visitors are people who do not have a login to your CustomerHub site yet. The second option is you can target it just for all users. In other words, anyone who has a login to your CustomerHub site. And the third option is custom. Now, when custom is selected, you have the ability to target specific segments of users by product. And you can specify users who have access to certain products or users who do not have access to certain products. So I'm going to select anyone who does not have access to, and then I'm going to select Surfing 101. So what this means is that this Surfing 101 promo post will only display on the feed for people who do not have access to Surfing 101. This could be both users as well as site visitors, so anyone who does not have access to Surfing 101. So I'm going to go ahead and create the post now. Now that the post is created, I can add my content here on the Content tab, and that can include a multimedia item, an image, or a video. I would always recommend to add multimedia to your post whenever you can. In this case, I'm going to select a video here to promote Surfing 101. And I'm going to add a message, and the message is of course the content that shows up down here in the post. Okay, so I've got my message in here now, and I already have my title, and the slug is automatically created. The slug simply determines the URL for this post on your CustomerHub site. Here's the audience that I selected earlier, anyone who does not have access to Surfing 101. And then down below here, I have a couple of different toggle options. One to display comments for the post. I'm going to go ahead and leave that on. The second option is I can create an app-wide announcement bar at the top of my CustomerHub site for anyone eligible to see this post. Since this is a promotion, I'm going to go ahead and toggle this on because I do want to have this show up across the site and maximize exposure to anyone who has access. And then the last thing I can do is I can add links to this post. The links are essentially the calls to action for the post. So I'm going to add two links to this particular post. The first one will be a link to sign up for Surfing 101, and I'm going to say get 25% off Surfing 101, and I can select a link here. There's different types of links I can select. I can link directly to a product, I can link to a payment link, I can link to a navigational item in my site, a file, or I can link to an external link. In this case, since I'm selling Surfing 101, I'm going to link to a Stripe payment link. And I haven't set up the 25% off in Stripe, but just for simplicity's sake, I'll just link to the standard Surfing 101 payment link. And I'll go ahead and create that link. And then I'm going to add a secondary link as well. And the second link I'm going to add is a more info link. And in this case, I will just link to an external link, and I'll send them to a page on my fake website where they can get more information about Surfing 101. And then we'll go ahead and save the post. So now I've got the post saved. It's not yet live. The next step would be when you're ready to make this post live, you can go ahead and toggle this post from draft into live mode. And when doing so, you will have the option to have CustomerHub send out an email to all eligible people who have access to this post, and CustomerHub will send them an email. This is what a post notification will look like. your users will get an email with the subject line "New Post." It'll have your branding, and it will include the title, the thumbnail, the description, and also the calls to action right in the body of the email notification. This is cool because now they're one click away from redeeming the promotion. This is a really great way to engage your audience, get them interacting with your content, whether it's promotions, tips, tricks, and strategy videos, announcements about your business, about events, about other things going on, or if you're posting membership content to the feed for your subscribed members, this is a way that you can engage those members and keep them active. So I'm going to go ahead and click yes and just show you what the post itself looks like in the site. Now, as you'll recall, the user that I'm currently logged in as, Landon Skiles, already has access to Surfing 101. What that means is that Landon will not have access to this post because this post is anyone who does not have access to Surfing 101. Okay, so if I'm browsing around as Landon and I'm not seeing the post here, that's the reason why. However, if I log out of the site and I'm just viewing the site as a visitor, you will see that first of all, I've got this Surfing 101 promo banner up top. This is showing up because I chose to feature the post. Okay, so this is what a featured post looks like. It will create a banner at the top of your CustomerHub site with the title of the post, a little thumbnail of the multimedia, and a call to action to go check it out. That's what featuring the post looks like. If I would have toggled this off, then this little bar would not be showing up at the top of the site. But since that's on, there it is. I can go ahead and click on it, and that will take me actually to the dedicated post page. And I can dismiss this banner, by the way. But now I've got access to that Surfing 101 promo post. Here it is. This is the dedicated landing page for this post. And as you can see, here are my call to action links that were added here. A user could click on that to purchase the product. Now again, I don't have a 25 off applied for this particular payment link, but you can see how that works. And then this is an external link that was linking out to more information. I cannot like or comment on the post unless I'm logged in as a user. So that's why the login prompts are popping up here when I try to engage with those particular aspects. This is the CustomerHub feed. If you're not using this feature in CustomerHub, I would recommend you to definitely check it out. This is going to dramatically improve your user experience. To get additional training videos for CustomerHub, go ahead and subscribe to our channel here. Planning to post these up hopefully at least once a week, training you on different CustomerHub topics. So let me know in the comments below what other features you'd like trainings on. Thank you guys, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be in touch soon.